great, and thank you. We've all got roles to play.
My neighbor was surprisingly cooperative. The one that ripped out my tomatoes.
Oh shit.
I heard them freak out for a second though, right? Didn't
Well, that's because someone parked in front of us.
Oh, no, you don't do that. You don't do that.
And fucking Bob from VeggieTales heard about that shit, slid on his ass the next day. They ain't been no more tomatoes farmed ever since. You know what I'm saying? A little extortion go a long way.
Bob.
Did I do that?
We got movement. I don't know. The stage is wobbly.
Yeah.
I might need a
If not something this
more accessible power.
you need more
There's a
strip.
strip behind you.
Yeah, but it ain't really like very functional. To be perfectly honest with you,
I got some. Oh yeah, you're right. Maybe my
this thing's like pretty fucked.
I think my
Alright, this might suffice. We're gonna see.
And this too. If you need it.
Good luck. Thank you, Jeff. I love you. Alright, we're gonna scooch back so I don't trip over tables like a clumsy fuck. So once again, my name is Earthbender. I'm very happy to be here. This is my second time playing the American Babylon Spaz Edition. This is my like 18th time playing Spazzfest itself. I am one of the very privileged and rare few who was able to not only play the first Spazzfest, but also Cann'd, P.T. Burnham, Ariel Bryant. Hit on a clinic last night. If you weren't here, you're lost. There are videos. Check them out.
You played the first hand?
I've been involved with a lot of Spaz things over the years. I actually wrote a paper when I was in like maybe 8th or 9th grade. I was straight up like Spaz Shorty vibes for real. And I wrote a paper on the Isaac Newton quote, "I have only seen further by standing on the shoulders of giants before me." And I wrote that about this man right here, Jeff Blender. Oh, yeah. Because that's very much true. Like, I have met countless, some of my favorite artists, including Ariel Bryant and P.T. Burnham. There's a lot of great artists. Andy the Doorbum is on the building tonight. So many people that I've met, countless artists and people have been inspired by your work. And I want you to always know that and hold that in your heart because it is so fucking true.
Yes.
Amen.
Sorry for all the we're getting there, y'all.
You can still do
Sounds coming soon.
XLR.
Yeah. It's all we're getting there. One step at a time. I might not even need it, but we're gonna run it just for shits and gigs.
Okay.
If I have one, and if I don't, that'll also be okay. I do. Better to need it. Wait, no.
Better to have it and not need it, than to need it and not have it.
You guys can still.
Insert Alpha Bro ingenuity. Insert toxic ignorance.
Please buy my creatine powder.
Please.
If you want to get your pump on.
If you. There's like a lot of like very. We're not even gonna get into that.
The supplement business is a questionable business.
Yeah. I mean, even like fitness culture in and of itself.
White milk!
White milk! Made with real crow eggs!
Get the strength of a crow.
I cut mine with brake fluid so I can stop whenever I want. Alright, I think we are about,
Okay, I'm giving you...
Okay, this ain't even... You ain't got nothing coming your way, but you're about to...
Always.
I don't know. I can turn the LCD off. Yeah! I do have merchandise for sale. I'm not going to set it up now, but holler at me if you want some shit. I need money.
Buy stuff from these artists, please.
Woo! Alright, let's get into it.
Several excellent houses. That's why you complimenting all. Keep it yours. What do you mean by that? If you do that, don't you next? No. Police.
kind of no money in it necessarily that led from on the mouth. For a revelation, for a revelation, ideas are bulletproof. Tailor made.
Pretty much any of this stuff, just I normally like do my drum oriented, so thanks for bearing with me and let's see how this goes. things down there. This is one that's a little more composed and not impromptu. It's called I'm Up Mo with an M. It was supposed to be I'm Up Now, but when I uploaded it to DistroKid and therefore all the following streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and so on and so
We
forth,
could do the interview outside.
I was like, I ain't fucking going back and
Would you
tracking
rather
that shit. I'm
back
up
to
now.
front?
Like, I'm Mo, whatever.
So, yeah.
It's empathy with grass.
I'll stand up.
I'm up now.
We are. That's what we're doing.
Yeah.
Noizgras. You ever seen Noizgras live?
Huh?
You ever seen this guy live?
Interview has to happen now, or I'm gonna have to leave.
You want every now?
Yeah,
Let's do it.
Yeah, I gotta go.
Let's do it. Let's go over here. Let's go like where we can still hear the music a little bit. You too. Hello, Jeff.
Hi.
Jeff, Blinder or Bunder?
It's Blinder or Blender.
It's either.
Blunder if I fuck up.
Hell yeah. I was talking to Earthbender about, I did not even know Spazzfest isn't going on that long. What was it like first starting it?
Well, when we first started, it was basically because a lot of bands wanted to come through at the same time, and I'm like, fuck it, festival.
Okay.
But Brad's been here even before that. He was a big supporter way back in the day. Even before he made music, he was enjoying music, and then I saw him just connect with the artists that came through, like P.T. Burnham, and start to make his own music. And it had inspiration from the artists he saw here. And then the artists that he inspired felt his vibe.
Wow.
And then they started collaborating, becoming friends and touring partners, and just seeing all this intermixing. It's
wow.
My proudest thing in the world.
Hell yes. You should be proud, yeah. Fucking, so, I hate speaking in absolutes. However, you know, if there had to be one definitive year of Spazzfest, like what happened that year? What was it like? Even if it was this year, you know?
I would say, you know, it blurs. Like the weekend blurs while I'm running it.
Yeah.
All the festivals blur because I really am kind of just running a meat body when it's happening. And I usually watch in the next 2 or 3 weeks to just watch all the videos and see what happens.
Okay.
Same deal with Spazzfest. If I ever get sick, I got 6 months of videos to watch in a row.
Yeah, hell yeah.
But I would say, like, when the city was working with us, when we had the keys to the kingdom, when grants were coming through,
Oh, yeah.
when everyone that I wanted to work with needed to work with me because they were like, oh, if we don't, we're missing out. I think that would be middle, maybe 6 to 9, probably around 6 is when everything was going. Just working with everyone that I could, even above ground, below ground, in between. And I think why I'm pulling back is I think I can get people to rise up, and the things that I fucked up on, they don't have to fuck up. I can tell them where they're fucking up and keep the flow going, and we can have bigger, and better.
So my next question, what is next for you?
Well, I'm not stopping booking, so Spaz Presents, Alley Cat Records, still gonna do shit. Underground, I love it, so house shows.
Hell yeah.
You know, shows, intimate in-store shows. I'm not going anywhere. Spazzfest stopping doesn't mean that I'm giving up. That just means I'm trying to get people inspired to rise up.
Makes sense, yeah, like more people should and are, you know, and will.
We will see. My plan is to take 1 year off and let people miss it, and then I'll be like, all right, if you want it, let's see, step up.
Oh shit, I like that concept. That's here. That's straight from the source right here.
Yeah, you gotta conjure it, but you also gotta. People got complacent. They're like, oh, Jeff's gonna throw down at least once a year.
They expect it.
Crazy.
2 for Dale. 2 for Dale,
baby.
I'm gonna catch this up too, but last question.
Yes.
I've heard some chatter about what happened to be Spaz House.
Back in the day?
Back in the day. Tell me a little bit about Spaz House.
Spaz House was a crazy cool place. It's where we first started doing shit, learning shit. Put mattresses up, looked like an insane asylum. Had bands that became legendary play there. Future Islands, Dan Deacon.
Holy shit.
Played a room smaller than the room I'm putting them in now.
Wow.
Just got word of mouth. And that was just a legendary little hole in the wall that we had that space, and we were able to get bigger and bigger. We even had the State Theater this year, 990 cap. So whatever walls can hold us, we're going to try to fill those walls. That's what Spazzfest is. That's what Spaz Presents is.
Always. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you. Doing it for Dale.
All right. You're all very nice and pumped and motivated, and this next song is called "Being Motivated." Yay! I got you. So I got a funny story from the other night, right? I was hanging out at Purgatory Place with my friend Ryan here and a few other people, and we were talking, and I was telling this really funny story. I wanted to say, hey, because they were playing an accordion, and I wanted to like listen to a certain song. And then we came up to the topic of, hey, I want to know something funny about the downfall of Yugoslavia. And he was like, what the fuck? How did he use that? What does this have to do with the downfall of Yugoslavia?
There you go.
So the funny thing is that it's a really funny story. It's not just about racial hatred and geopolitical politics and imperialism. There was a lot that went into it, and it's a crazy story called the Donde Martinovic incident. And then he ended up going to the hospital for it. And the doctors were like, hey, why did you get this bottle stuck up your ass? And rather than saying he just stuck a bottle up his ass, he said, oh, these 2 Albanians attacked me and shoved a bottle up my ass. And if you know anything about Yugoslavia, you don't know it's basically just a bunch of different people shoved together by geopolitics for some weird reason, and then they all fucking hated each other and had like blood scores with each other, and then they decided to like, hey, we we couldn't do this shit before, but let's start hating each other again. And then then the media picked up on it and was like, all right, these Albanians are out to kill us. And then it spilled over into some whole other shit with Bosnians and Croatians and shit. And then the guy who shoved the bottle up his ass and just laughed his ass off the rest of the time. So yeah, an entire country broke up into 6 different countries because the guy shoved the bottle up his ass. Thank you.
Butterfly effect.
Just crazy shit, man. I was supposed to actually end my set a little bit ago, but technical difficulties, am I right? I'm gonna try to get through this in like 5-ish minutes. Is that cool, Ryan? All right. This next song is an old favorite. It's about it's one of my favorite pickup lines that only works with a certain kind of person. It's for the chick with the ratty mullet that hasn't showered in a week and has shitty sticky book tattoos. This song is called "How to Pick Up a Trust Bump." Hey, you're cute. You want to pick up cigarette butts in the parking lot with me?
Good evening. Hi. Hello. Thanks for coming to American Babylon Spazzfest. Yeah. Alright.
American Babylon 3!
Fuck yeah, yeah. Woo! Alright, this first song is called Here. Let's go. Fuck yeah.
Andrew!
What can I work for?
Here we go. Next song. Thank you.
Door, top door.
And up next, the big, absolute finisher, Andy the Doorbum.
Yeah. Where do we want to be?
This is Cann'd, and there's also Dip Lip here. You're getting this on video. This was not planned.
Perfect, yeah, perfect. All right. All right.
Oh. Oh, hell. Oh, yes, there's the TV from earlier.
Yeah.
Oh, yes, we get more on video, hopefully.
Live and in color, it's Sunday night.
It's Sunday night. It is Sunday night, isn't it?
Would y'all mind if I just started and y'all joined in whenever you get your shit turned on? Yeah. Okay. Cool, we're gonna get it started.
Yes.
Alright. Cann'd, Diplet, Carl, everybody, we're all here, we're all doing it. Let's get a little silly. 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 y'all have lighters if you want to buy one.
Troubleshooting. That seat is taken. That seat is taken. That seat is taken. That seat is taken. Sit on this side. Sit next to me, friend.
I'm sitting next to you.
Oh, but that seat is taken. Okay. Come inside. Watch my seat. I'm watching it. Not intently. Hello, friend.
Hello.
Have you seen this act before?
No, but I've heard good things.
I've heard wonderful things. I'm excited.
Me too.
I like the cloak.
Me too.
Very cool.
Well, the aesthetic.
Aesthetic is everything. Sometimes.
It's not everything, but it definitely is. It definitely helps.
That's important. No matter what, you know, like if you see a punk band wearing all polo shirts, they usually tell us they sound kind of like Joy Division. You know what I mean? Or whatever.
Ski mask.
Yeah. What does that tell you about you? What does your balaclava tell you about you?
That you don't know what the fuck is going on.
I don't know what the fuck is going on. Also, I forgot I'm filming, so this is a mini interview. Not really, we're just chatting, you know what I mean?
I hear you.
Everything's an interview. Life is an interview. There's a camera, there's a computer. Oh, it's GarageBand, or Logic?
Oh, nice.
Weird. Yeah, that is GarageBand, that's not Logic. Interesting.
Could someone post that curtain?
Ooh, we got one of those kind of sets. Oh, we got one of these kind of sets. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Don't we all?
Hey, yo, I'm Andy the Doorbum. It's an honor to be here at the, what might be the last Spazzfest. It's an honor to be reminded that every time something ends, new things begin.
It's like a quinceañera for Greenville.
Spooky.
Now we're weary of it. We want everything to go back to normal now. Padding to wrap round our stable homes to assure us that it will be easy again now. But this is as normal as it's ever been. Now it is dark far too early, and one could forgive what has bloomed for thinking it's spring, despite all the frosts that will nightly unravel what they were so truly becoming. So sprout now, riddle petals vibrant in color, as though you will not reach tomorrow so far from here. Now is your promise. Now keep it.
sounds a dear thing, but one you must fight for, and fight over. For it is of this world, and this life leaks blood for to water its garden. Oh, nothing is constant. Blood will scab over, the flower will wither, and we'll circle round again. Please, dear, keep fighting.
When facing what brought the blood, dream of the lost bloom, and please, dear, keep fighting. Oh, please, love, don't stop.
not for a life in its yearn to suffer and rise and smile again carelessly. There is no place for beauty without wretched repose in the rot.
The signs were never to show you the way, but to keep you moving toward the finality by any way imaginable. For the conclusion needs you to preserve it, to witness its being so that it may exist. It craves your steps, your trials, your redemption. It shuns explanation and the trivial selfdom that grooms such pursuits. Your disasters are but another pure moment, as crucial as all of your joy. Be there for the bit of hell that drips from that tip of heaven. For you will know both and find fully neither. And that will be fitting, for sure.
It says to take one, so I take two.
lips or burning in a furnace, because you've gone and they've gone with you, for you had to wear something when you went. Ego is etched in flesh that rots and leaves nothing. You don't remember me, but I remember you. For now, but not forever. No, nothing gets to have that. Say
No, I'm recording the dog walking in, and there's Ryan. Hello, Ryan. What was your, okay, I don't know how to phrase this exactly. Just, what kind of themes did you want to approach, or not themes, I don't know. What kind of, what were you looking for when you started American Babylon?
I wanted to create a space where artists who were more focused on creating new sounds or radical expressions, both aesthetically and politically, philosophically, could gather so that they could meet one another, and from that we could grow a network, a mutual aid network, that allowed for multiple artists to be on the road and support one another kind of symbiotically. So I created American Babylon to specifically facilitate like quote-unquote experimental, eccentric music, but also to try to offer an opportunity to play music outside of the bar and venue system of doing it.
Based. So tell me about backstory. I saw American Babylon first, probably the first years at Panther Lake. Before that, it was in Rocky Mount? Where was it in Rocky Mount?
It was in Rocky Mount. It was at the house that I lived at the time for number 1 and number 3. And it was in the Rocky Mount Unitarian Fellowship for number 2 because I was getting paid to play piano as their music director.
Cool.
And
Does the church?
Unitarian church.
Okay.
And
cool.
And they opened their doors and they let me do it. So, yeah, it was 2 house venues and a church at first.
Cool. What has changed after focusing it more in Greenville?
It stays up later than it used to. We used to end at midnight, no matter what. It has concentrated more North Carolina-based artists. We still have national and occasionally international artists play.
Oh, yes.
But it's been more of a North Carolina focus. Also, I've had to work with, I shouldn't say I've had to, I decided to work with other local promoters like Jeff Blinder of Spaz Presents and MC Homeless, Pagan Parlor, Izzy, Karina, and try to bring them in so it's more of a cooperative venture, even though it's still a CFR thing. I've had to delegate and power share more than I did in the past, I guess you'd say.
Okay. What challenges have been the most, what challenges have taught you the most throughout your journey as an artist in general, not just Babylon?
Okay. I'm going to put the artist as in general to the side just for a second.
Okay.
And just focus on Babylon.
Of course.
There's always a tremendous challenge in getting people to remain on schedule, just in life in general. Because people aren't used to thinking about time as a limited resource. And then when you're dealing with avant-garde and experimental and leftist and anarchist and communist people, they kind of bristle at the idea of being told what to do a lot of the time.
Yeah.
So it does take a special kind of discipline to make sure that a show that's supposed to start at a time and end at a time doesn't drift hours and hours and hours into the future, which only matters to me because it takes the artists who are at the end and gives them a terrible time to play. So it's unfair of the earlier artists to push the later artists further, is my point of view. So that's always been an issue. Obviously the coordination of the thing, getting people to give you the information necessary to contact them back creating a system of trust, getting them to, at the end of the day, it's all about creating a system of trust, because they have to know you're going to do what you say you do.
Right.
Which requires you being disciplined with other people. Because if you let things slide, then you've lied to everybody that you told you were going to do a certain way. So it's the most important thing is to create and facilitate a system of trust. But it's a struggle to do that simply because people, especially artists, are naturally kind of bristle against any kind of discipline in that sense.
Right.
But also, like, just the mechanics of being in a space playing music, you almost always have to deal with other human beings, your neighbors, maybe your landlord. If it's a venue, you have to deal with the venue owner, the sound guy, and navigating all that without stepping on too many toes or creating too many enemies is also a challenge. That being said, if you can pull it off, it's an incredible accomplishment. It makes you feel very good about yourself, and you've brought something better into the world. Now to go back to the idea of as an artist, how that changed. I've drifted more and more into synthesis the older I've gotten, more into digital instrumentation. When I started playing music, I was an electric guitarist, sort of bassist, more of a punk band, then a kind of an avant-garde prog punk band. And as I've regressed, I've gotten more into experimenting with different sounds and stuff like that. So that, as a musician, the tendency has been to become more and more artifice over time.
Artifice?
Yeah, like things that aren't touched by the human hand so much, like things that are filtered through some kind of motherboard or digital operation, or a laptop, keyboard, synthesizer.
Oh, okay.
As opposed to like things that are directly powered by the human body.
Both are tactile, but yeah, I see what you mean. Like
the human body does not. Things that the human body doesn't physically create the sound.
Yes. But there's still large artists. Oh, hello. How do you feel about the theremin?
The theremin?
Yes. We're in an interview. You're in the interview too now.
I love the theremin.
How's Ryan feel about the theremin?
I like it.
What do you think about Yes. Good answer. Hell yeah.
We're over here just hooting and hollering.
You gotta hoot and holler.
How do you feel about? I like it.
That's all that needs to be said.
It was one of the first synthesized instruments. It's cool. Obviously, I like the fact that it doesn't. You don't touch it. That's an interesting inversion of most music. And it was invented in the Soviet Union.
Cool. Leon.
So how do you feel about the Antonio Rumari, which might have been the first synthesizer?
Yeah, those are neat.
So Luigi Russolo made this.
I'll see you
like,
later, Ryan.
See ya. Have a good night. Love y'all. Have a good night. The Antonio Rumari is box, in the box there is snare wire, and I guess there might be a hand crank on it. I'm pretty sure there is. But basically, on the top, there's a lever which you can change the pitch of. Basically, you can make like long, intense drones by just carrying out the hand crank thing. It's Luigi Russolo and the Italian futurist that came up with this kind of concept.
But it was electronic.
I don't. It was not. It was like a.
So it's like a hurdy-gurdy kind of thing.
Yeah, but it's considered the first synthesizer. I'm not sure why. I think because technically you're not. The pitch is fixed, right?
You're creating multiple timbres that blend in one another at the same time.
That's a huge aspect of it. Yeah, like he would make like multiple Antonio Rumari to be played at the same time.
I can say that I think that's cool. Never heard of it, but it sounds awesome. But in general, I love the futurists. I'm very influenced by the futurists.
Okay.
But both artistically in terms of painting and also in music. They invented industrial music.
Yeah, very much so. Very much so. Both the last two questions are leading into the last question that I have time to ask you is the progression of electronic music and how do you see the future of it going?
Well, I mean, if it integrates further with communication technology, I could definitely see, let's say, virtual reality headset where you manipulate what's in space in front of you inside the headset and it creates different sounds on the outside. Or, in general, I'm enthusiastic about the idea that one human being could make all the music that they want if they wanted to. I'm influenced by punk rock, if you go back long enough in my life, and the DIY ethos in particular. And so to me, I think that the natural extension of rebellion in punk rock is the idea that one human can power an entire band or even an entire orchestra. And so the more you could digitize, I'm very pro digitization,
30
very
seconds.
pro AI.
30 seconds. Continue.
And the more that you can integrate machine learning and technology into the performance itself, the wider a scope one person as a composer would be able to have to do, to the point where we have the ultimate DIY, one person can do absolutely everything. And that's what I would like to see.
Hell yes. I love the fact that it's accessible for everyone. It's on your phone.
And it's usually using technology you already own, so it's basically free.
Hell yes.
Another reason that it's the punk ethos to me. True punk is fucking around on your phone or your laptop. It's not guitars anymore. Although you can do that, it's perfectly fine.
You can. But yeah, it's all about the ethos, and the first, industrial had the punk ethos, you know what I mean?
Yep.
Yeah, well, it was very good interviewing you, and I will see you soon.
Tristan, I appreciate you hanging in there.
I appreciate you. Thank you.
All the people out there, have a good night.
Have a good night. This has been my weekend at the last Spazzfest. The end.